Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United's plans to appoint Mauricio Pochettinho is in doubt, with Real Madrid interested. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez is furious about Real Madrid's defeat to PSG in the Champions League, and Florentino Perez is unhappy with Carlo Ancelotti. So Real Madrid want to replace Carlo Ancelotti with Pochettinho. He said not so long ago that Pochettinho is open to joining Manchester United after falling out with PSG because of the summer arrival of Lionel Messi. Said the other week that Manchester United players want Mauricio Pochettinho as their next manager. But Ralph Rangnick and Richard Arnold want Eric Ten Hag. Revert back to Pochettinho, reports from France said earlier on this season that Pochettinho could be sacked by March, and Pochettinho's told his friends he will be leaving PSG in the summer. PSG are trying to get Zidane to replace Pochettinho. Pochettinho has been PSG manager for over a year. He has won a French Cup with PSG. His contract at PSG expires next year. Pochettinho is a good manager, even though he's hardly won anything. He's proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial, because before, Pochettinho endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. Analysing the vast majority of his managerial tenure at Tottenham were competing in and out of the top four. But revert back to 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking Pochettinho at that time. Before Tottenham managed Southampton, he only endured a short managerial tenure at Southampton, but still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far. A long time ago he managed Espanyol. Revert back to when Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho. Man United should have got Pochettinho then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. Now, Man United players want Ralph Rangnick to change formation again. The formations we've used since Rangnick came in, so obviously started off with the 4-2-2 formation. Then after that went with the 4-3-3 formation, and we've also used the 4-2-3-1 formation under Rangnick. Be interesting to see how Rangnick approaches the game against Leeds on Sunday. Ralph Rangnick has been Manchester United's interim manager for almost 3 months. He's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season. Then he did initially say that he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years. Romano said not so long ago that Rangnick wants the permanent Man United job. He has managed like 14 games so far in all competitions. He's lost 2 games. At the moment, he's only lost 1 game in the Premier League. There's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. But like I've mentioned so many times, Rangnick is being totally blameless for them poor performances. The players have had to take responsibility for those poor performances. Got to give Rangnick credit as well, because he has made changes since he come in. Earlier on this season, he recommended Ewan Sharping as an assistant coach and analyst. He also recommended Chris Armisen as an assistant coach, and he recommended Sascha Lenzin as a sports psychologist. Before Manchester United, Ralph Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. But I've got a lot of respect for Rangnick. He's a very good coach. He's a German coach, and the vast majority of German coaches are very good. He has endured one transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager. Unfortunately, Rangnick didn't get backed last month. And he actually got promised he was going to get backed. Man United endured a very disappointing January transfer window. Because Manchester United didn't make any signings. And Man United wanted to sign a midfielder because when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. Last month as well, Lingard and Henderson should have left, but Manchester United blocked their exits. We had the incident with Mason Greenwood as well towards the end of last month. Around 8 players left Manchester United last month. We loaned quite a few players out. We loaned Donny van de Beek out to Everton. Martial went out on loan to Sevilla. Amad Diallo went out on loan to Rangers. Ethan Laird went out on loan to Anzebe, went out on loan to Napoli, and Tiedemann Mengi went out on loan to Birmingham. In the summer of this year, I'm expecting Manchester United to make some signings, but on the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to depart the club in the summer. Yesterday, I gave you the news on Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is open to Premier League offers if he leaves Manchester United this summer. Pogba's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. Not so long ago, it said Pogba would be open to staying at Man United beyond the end of his contract. Revert back to earlier on this season, it said Pogba would be willing to stay at Man United as long as Ralph Rangnick is the manager for next season. It mentioned that Pogba's been impressed by Ralph Rangnick since his arrival. I've got to give a lot of credit to Paul Pogba. He's done really well since he recovered from injury. He played well when he came on against Brighton. He got an assist. He did well in the game against Southampton at Old Trafford. Unfortunately, had a goal disallowed in that game. He was also very good in the 1-1 draw against Burnley at Turf Moor. Pogba scored in that game, and that was his first goal of the season. And it was his first Premier League appearance since October, and he did well on his return against Middlesbrough in the Cup. This season has been Pogba's 6th season at Manchester United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's played over 200 games. Manchester United played £89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, is our most expensive signing at the moment. We had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Cristiano Ronaldo, you know the news on him. It said yesterday that Cristiano Ronaldo has been annoying the Manchester United squad because he wants to lead the club. It did mention that Rashford and Harry Maguire were unhappy. By the way, Rashford's come out and denied these claims. So Rashford's hit back on social media. Ronaldo did score against Brighton. It was an amazing goal, and reflecting on that, that ended Cristiano Ronaldo's goal drought, and it was Ronaldo's first goal of 2022. It was a good performance by Ronaldo against Brighton. He should have had more than one goal because he had some good headed chances. Ronaldo could quit Manchester United in the summer. Halfway into his 2-year deal, Ronaldo told his friends he's starting to feel his age. Next month, Ronaldo is planning for showdown talks with his agent about his Manchester United future. Not so long ago, a report from Spain said that Ronaldo and Ralph Rangnick's relationship at Man United is totally fractured. Earlier on this season, it said that Man United consider swapping Cristiano Ronaldo for PSG boss Mauricio Pochettinho, because obviously Ronaldo's been linked with PSG. Over 3 weeks ago, don't forget, Ronaldo gave an interview. Since Ronaldo re-signed for Man United, he's scored 15 goals in all competitions. He has over 800 goals in his career. Man United re-signed Ronaldo last summer for 20 million with add-ons included. He wears the number 7 shirt. His contract at Manchester United expires next year. There's an option to extend his contracts for a further year. Ronaldo receives nearly £500,000 a week, so reflecting on that, he's the highest earner at the club. And Ronaldo's won over 30 trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Edinson Cavani, he'll also leave Manchester United in the summer. Not so long ago, it said that Edinson Cavani is expected to leave as a free agent in the summer. Cavani prefers a move to La Liga. Earlier on this season, Rangnick did reveal that Cavani wanted to stay at Man United until the end of the season. He's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani hasn't played recently because he's been out with injuries, out until early March. He's had a few injuries, Cavani, since he signed for the club. Lingard, I also reckon he'll leave Man United in the summer, like I mentioned earlier on, should have left in January, but Man United blocked his exit. It was West Ham and Newcastle that were battling it out to get Lingard on loan. Lingard's out of contract at Man United in the summer. Been part of the club for a long time, risen up our academy, but doesn't get in the team. Juan Mata, he'll leave Man United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Don't have a great deal of a perception on Juan Mata because Juan Mata doesn't get in the team. He lost his place in the team a while ago. And he's lost that yard of pace in his aging up. But despite all of that, he's had a good career at Manchester United. You know, Juan Mata has made 277 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 51 goals. Mata's been at Manchester United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. Man United got Mata from Chelsea back in 2014. Got him for 37.1 million. Back in 2020, Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Matic, he'll leave Manchester United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. I've always had my reservations about him because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's aging up. But despite all of that, he has had his good games at Man United. He isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, still seems to get his opportunities in. He's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got at the moment. Hasn't been available recently because he's been out with a shin injury. Man United got Matic from Chelsea back in 2017, got him for £40 million. Phil Jones and Eric Bailly, they'll also leave Man United in the summer. Now, do you think Delon Tellez could leave? And Dean Henderson will also leave. Like I said, Henderson should have left last month. Henderson doesn't get in goal that much because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number one spot back. Henderson has only made 3 appearances this season. Not so long ago, Henderson got arrested for abusing his girlfriend. And we'll look to sell Harry Maguire and Wan-Bissaka in the summer. Don't forget, prior to the game against Brighton, Rangnick was protecting Harry Maguire. He said Maguire is United's captain and have no reason to change that. You know, there's been a lot of United fans demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Maguire. To be fair to Maguire, though, he put a good performance out against Brighton. So there you go. The Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. We need to get the Glazers out. You know, the Glazers have owed Manchester United for around 16.5 years now. The Glazers bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. Don't forget, was at the beginning of this month, Ed Woodward stepped down. And that was good news from Man United perspective because Woodward was one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. You know, Ed Woodward was Manchester United's vice chairman for around 17 years. Richard Arnold is obviously Man United's new chief executive. You know, he replaced Ed Woodward. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. You know, we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Manchester United finished 7th under the Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Then Manchester United sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under him. Then Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board and he had bad disputes with the top players. And last year, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Solskjaer's final game in charge was the 4-1 defeat to Watford. And don't forget, when Solskjaer officially got sacked, he gave a farewell interview. And he got emotional in the interview, which was understandable because Solskjaer was part of the club for a long time and he's a legend of the club and he always will be a legend of the club. Man United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. You know, Manchester United have not been the same team since Ferguson retired. We've got to accept that no one's going to replicate what Ferguson did. You know, Alex Ferguson, greatest manager of all time. Ferguson brought success to Manchester United. He won 30-odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. But Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. And Alex Ferguson was at Manchester United for 26 years. So reflecting on that, he was a long-serving manager. Alex Ferguson retired 9 years ago. The only mistake Ferguson made was recommending David Moyes in when he retired, but the reasons he did that is because they're both Scottish, and at the time Ferguson had a lot of time for David Moyes. Before Ferguson, Manchester United weren't that good either, because weren't that good under Ron Atkinson, weren't that good under Wilf McGuinness, weren't good under Frank O'Farrell. We got relegated under Frank O'Farrell back in the 70s. Since Ferguson retired though, Man United have spent over 1.3 billion. And we've brought over 40 players in since Ferguson retired. And Man United have only won 4 trophies in 10 years. Man United's only chance of a trophy this season is the Champions League, and I'm very sceptical we'll win the Champions League. So it's going to be another trophyless season. Man United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's 5 years ago now. You know, Man United could finish in the top 4 this season. Obviously, reflecting on the win against Brighton, that moved Man United back into the top 4. But finishing in the top 4 is not a successful season. But obviously now finishing in the top 4 is our aim. Manchester United's next game is Leeds. It's on Sunday. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.